get a reference from your previous landlord, because you know, I know in some situations you like, girl, shut up. Because look, if I done broke a lease, ain't no landlord gonna give me no good reference. But not all landlords are heartless, evil monsters who don't care. In some situations, that's not always the case. Trust me, I know, because my landlord's like, girl, bye, get out. You got 3 days, you and your kid. Like, she did not care. Okay, tip number 1, find a private landlord. You could do this by looking online, social media, riding around the neighborhood that you're interested in. Look out for rent signs, or even your local newspaper. You can look around and see private landlords. What I like about private landlords is a lot of them don't do traditional credit checks or don't run credit checks at all. Take advantage of that, look into that. And that would be a good method, a good way to secure an apartment when you know for a fact you have bad credit or possibly an eviction on your credit. My next tip would be to offer a larger security deposit, or try to negotiate a larger security deposit, and even offer a few months of rent in advance, maybe like 3 months of rent. It kind of depends, you know, on the price of the rent. So that really determines how much wiggle room you give yourself. But if you know you got bad credit, go ahead and have it in your mind that either that security deposit is about to be a beast, or you're gonna have to come up with some additional rent money off top. To even make the landlord feel more secure, I would even go another step further as to say, could we set up automatic payments just to make them feel more comfortable? You know, make you appear more trustworthy. You know, that I would take that. You know, if someone said that to me and I was the landlord, I'd be like, look at you. You know, and that would make me feel more comfortable renting to you. Find a cosigner. Okay. And with the cosigner, because you know, if you F up, this is going to mess up their credit. So then they may want to throw hands, swing some bows. So make sure that when you look for a cosigner, that it's someone you know, a family member, a good friend. And if I were you, I would allow them to draft up a contract between me and them, just to keep things from getting crazy. Because I know when working with family and friends, a lot of times business can go sour and ruin relationships. So just to prevent that, go ahead and have something in writing to make them feel more comfortable extending their credit to you. And you know, I don't know, it gives them a sense of control, which I feel makes people less hesitant to want to work with you. Get a roommate. If you're at the age where you don't mind sharing your living space with somebody, you don't have children, you're single, maybe you have a kid, maybe they have a kid, I don't know. But a roommate situation will work for some people, but I only suggest getting a roommate because maybe they have good credit. So maybe I should say get a roommate with good credit, not just get a roommate, because you can get a roommate quick anywhere, but get a roommate with good credit, because some landlords will allow one of you to fill out the application and let the other one of you be listed as an occupant. How do I know? Because me and my fiance's situation, when we got our apartment together, my bankruptcy was too fresh to be applying for apartments. So when we were trying, we were just getting denied off top because my name was on the application. We finally found a landlord that will work with us, allow him to do the application, and his credit was, you know, okay. Not bad, but it was okay. And she allowed me to be listed as a resident, as well as, not a resident, an occupant, along with our son. So that is definitely a method that you could try. I would suggest that too, and pitch that idea out there if you know someone that you wouldn't mind living with, because y'all know how it is living with somebody. Maybe you don't, but I don't know. Just make sure the person you decide to live with, you know, y'all got a decent amount of space in the place that y'all are going to be living in together, and it's somebody that you don't mind sharing your space with. You know, I know you're not really in a situation where you can be picky, but when it comes to living, I'd rather sleep in my car than be living with somebody that is dirty, nasty, loud, and just nasty. Be upfront with the landlord. I mean, what's the worst that they could say? The worst thing that they could say is no. Let them know upfront before they even do credit check. If you have your heart set on a place and you know for a fact this is where you want to be, let them know off top your credit is bad. I would just let them know off top, look, I'm in the process of rebuilding my credit. I've been working X amount of months at this job, and you know, I have, like I said, I have this amount in savings. I'm willing to do this. This is, you know, just, you know, sell yourself, you know. And another thing you can do in this negotiating process, because I mean, at the end of the day, this is a business. It's a business, and people are up for negotiations. We just don't talk, and we don't want to. A lot of us got way too much pride to beg, you know what I mean? But don't look at it as begging, just look at it as a sale. You know, you're just trying to close the sale. You can get a reference from your previous landlord, because, you know, I know in some situations you like, girl, shut up. Because look, if I done broke a lease, ain't no landlord gonna give me no good reference. But let's just say that you had a good relationship with the landlord outside of the fact that you were unable to pay rent. Some landlords would be willing to write a good letter about you, write a good reference letter about you, about how good of a tenant you were, you know, how on time you were with your payments up until you weren't, you know what I mean? And even when you weren't, you communicated it, you know, something like that. Not all landlords are heartless, evil monsters who don't care that, you know, death happens, a loss of job happens, you know. A lot of them are not full of remorse, where they just don't understand and are just pure evil and don't want you on the street. You know, you got some landlords who are like that, but not a lot. You know, if you just talk to these people and let them know, you know, in some situations that's not always the case. Trust me, I know, because my landlord's like, girl, bye, get out. You got 3 days, you and your kid. Like, she did not care. But not all landlords are like that, though. Not if you have a decent relationship with them. And I lived in like a low income apartment when my credit was screwed up. I'm through with the tips, guys. That was it, by the way. But for my situation, my credit score was like 620, and that was still bad in their eyes, because my student loan made my debt to income ratio look horrible or something like that. So I was getting denied for the nice apartments that I wanted. But when it came to like the low income housing, I got approved for it, because all I needed was to show income. And even food stamps were considered as income. Now, this area wasn't like a rundown bad area. It was a really nice area. And I think that that apartment complex was also Section 8 as well. But I don't think I qualified for Section 8, or I didn't apply or something like that. But anyways, it was based off my income. So my rent was like $640. And it was a 2-bedroom, 950 square feet, 2 bath. It was a really nice apartment. So y'all can look into that too. Low income housing, affordable housing in your area. I don't know where you guys are. I know things are different all over the world. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Just do your research for your area. Don't feel bad or defeated, or don't beat yourself up if, you know, you're still living at home with your parents, or your situation is just not where you want it to be. You know, there are a lot of options. You could try Airbnb if you don't mind that. If you got the flexibility, if you can bounce around, you know, with Airbnb, you can do it monthly, you can do it by week, by night, you know, it's up to you. And if you wanted to do like an extended stay with Airbnb, you could definitely do that. Just work out like a plan with the person that's allowing their space to be rented out temporarily. Talk to these people, they'll do it, you know, especially now. It had got so bad at one point with me and my fiance that we were looking at staying at an extended stay hotel, because we were getting denied so much. So there are definitely options out there, guys. Just choose the one that's best for you. At the end of the day, credit can be repaired. Don't beat yourself up about it. At the same time, don't sell yourself short when it comes to your living arrangements too, just based off credit, because there are ways around the system where you can get into a nice place and you know, with bad credit. So don't let nobody tell you that just because your credit bad, no, you can't get a nice place. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'm looking around because I'm in Birmingham, y'all, and you know, I gotta watch my surroundings. I'm in a good area, but still, I gotta watch my surroundings. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it helps someone. Y'all have a great day. Peace out. See y'all next time.